Hey everybody, today we are looking at Life is Strange, Episode 1. So, if you don't know what this game is, this is it's a new episodic adventure game from a developer called Don't Nod, who previously made a game called Remember Me, which if you listen to our podcast at all, you know that Brad and I love, we, we are huge fans of Remember Me. We have been very excited for this game to come out, and it is finally available. I just finished the first episode, so we're gonna look. Let's see. Okay, so here's a pretty cool thing. I haven't seen this yet, but I heard about it. So, if you're familiar um, with Telltale adventure games, or just kind of that style of adventure game, it's... Oh man, let's just start from the beginning, actually. And we'll use a different slot. You know that, you kind of go through, and it's usually a couple hours for, like, an episode. You make some choices, and those choices will have consequences later on in the same episode, and then later on in the season. So this is kind of has that same premise. The catch here is the girl that you play as, Max. She has the ability to rewind time. And so that is something that comes into play throughout key moments in the story, where it's like, well, maybe you do something, and then maybe it doesn't. Whatever you do leads to something that does not turn out very well. And then you can rewind and kind of maybe alter your choice if you don't like it, or you try different things, experiment a little bit. But the collectible mode thing is cool.
Where am I? What's happening?
I'll let this go for a second. And actually, let me turn subtitles on.
I'm trapped in a storm? How did I get here? And where is here? Wait, there's the lighthouse. I'll be safe if I can make it there. I hope. Please let me make it there.
So yeah, the collectible mode thing is you can actually go back to certain points within the episode, because Max is she is a photographer, or she wants to be a photographer, and so that the collectibles in this game are taking certain pictures, finding places that are like, oh, that will make a good photo, and then you take it, and that leads to, that is where you get your trophies, and those are kind of the collectibles in the game. So Max is
Holy shit.
from a northwestern town in Washington. In Oregon, sorry. Kind of that style of town, and she grew up there, and she moved away to Seattle,
That
and
was so surreal.
she has returned to Blackwell Academy, to where she grew up,
Okay, I'm in class.
where one of her friends is.
I am okay.
And I believe it's been like 5 years since she left. So she has now been back at school for about a month or so, or for a few more. I think a few months.
And that sure didn't feel like a dream. Weird.
Diane Arbus,
There you go, Victoria. Why Arbus?
because of her images of hopeless faces. You feel like
So if you played Heavy Rain, you'll notice that like Heavy Rain, when you look around,
She saw humanity.
you can see or it's just one thing, but
Look at this crap. How
it'll
can
show
you
you
show
different
this to
things that
Mr.
you can
Jefferson?
you can look at, you can interact
Hear the
with.
class laughing at me now.
Keep that to yourself.
I haven't kept up with my journal as much as I should. If anybody else looked at this,
So you have a journal in this game. So as you play through an episode, you'll pages will be added talking about some of the things that have happened from the point of view of Max. You can go through and see some different characters that you've met, or that you will be meeting soon for these two here. I believe this is just, yeah. So here are your collectibles. So, I've missed a lot of them. Some of them are not, you know, some of them are probably a little bit more well hidden than others, but that is what collectible mode is for. And so then you have your different locations. And you also have like a text message screen. So sometimes you actually get text from people. I think right now you just have some that are already there for you. So that's from your dad. It's from Kate. You have Warren, who clearly has got some feelings for you.
You in a dark corner and capture you in a moment of desperation. And any one of you could do that to me. Isn't that too easy? Shh. I believe Max has taken what you kids call a selfie. A dumb word for a wonderful photographic tradition. And Max has a gift. Of course, as you all know, the photo portrait has been popular since the early 1800s. Your generation was not the first to use images for selfie expression. Sorry, I couldn't resist. The point remains that the portraiture has always been a vital aspect of art and photography for as long as it's been around. Now, Max.
So something you'll notice, or you might already notice right now, the lip syncing in this game is a little jarring.
That gave birth to the first self-portraits.
You're asking me? Let me think.
You either know this or not, Max. Is there anybody here who knows their stuff?
Louis Daguerre was a French painter.
So it takes a little bit of getting used to because, like, again, like, the lip syncing is really far off, but it's kind of something that I just, for the first, you know, little parts of this game, it was, like, a little weird, but then after a while, I just kind of got used to it. That's really my only issue I have with this episode so far.
The first American daguerreotype self-portrait was done by Robert Cornelius. You can find out all
I
about
can't believe I still have this pencil case. I should upgrade to the 21st century.
And guys, don't forget the deadline to submit a photo in the Everyday Heroes contest. I'll fly out with the winner to San Francisco, where you'll be feted by the art world. It's great exposure, and it can kickstart a career in photography. So Stella and Alyssa, get it together. Taylor, don't hide. I'm still waiting for your entry too. And yes, Max, I see you pretending not to see me.
Alright, so kind of once you're able to walk around, there's a lot of different things that you can just go around and start, like, interacting with. So here's this tablet.
Of course, Victoria has to have the bestest, newest, most I should have known. She'll have better equipment than Blackwell. Even her school books are gift wrapped. I can't believe she made fun of me in class. What is she, 15 years old? And people laughed. Damn, they have carbon fiber tripods here. The ball head even has a pan lock. That was amazing when Mr. Jefferson took a class picture the first week. Even though I didn't want to be in the picture at all, it was fairly fucking cool to watch him at work framing us. Looks like somebody was already working on this. Cool.
Hi, Kate. Oh, hi, Max. Kate, I hope I didn't embarrass you with my lame answer.
It sucks to be dragged into the spotlight.
Unless you're Victoria.
She's got nothing on you, Max. Well, I should get going.
Yeah, me too. Talk to you later.
Sure.
Now I wish I wouldn't have read this. Purge.
Oh. Well, good. Did not see that before. So here's one example, like, of something that you might walk up to and it gives you a chance to take a photo of, and that would be one of the collectibles. And then you open your journal and there it is. And so then the other pictures that are not filled in, that kind of gives you a hint as, like, okay, look, looks like a broken skateboard. There is a squirrel. There's a bird, an RV. There's a football, sunset, things like that. And I'm not gonna spend too long in here, but there's like, you can look at like the photo equipment. There's like a bunch of books over there that she'll make comments about. There's a poster for the photo contest that she'll talk about. She's got stuff to say about the TV. It's all sorts of different things. Some of it's just like, hey, she has a few comments that she'll say, like some different remarks, and then some of it, like, there's actually a little bit more. Like sometimes you'll pick things up, or there was something I found later in the episode that I think is probably going to be pretty major. Like, it's something that you could just totally not even see, but I think might come into play a little bit later on now that I found it.
Excuse me, Mr. Jefferson, can I talk to you for a moment?
Yes. Excuse you.
No, Victoria. Excuse us. I'd never let one of photography's future stars avoid handing in her picture.
Do I have to? I just don't think it's that big a deal.
Max, you're a better photographer than a liar. Now, I know it's a drag to hear some old dude lecture you, but life won't wait for you to play catch-up. You're young, the world is yours, blah, 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 right? But you do have a gift. You have the fever to take images, to frame the world only the way you envision it. Now, all you need is the courage to share your gift with others. That's what separates the artist from the amateur.
All right. So coming up, you're gonna get to hear one of the many songs that's in the soundtrack for this game, which is really good.
I need a serious timeout in the bathroom. Splash water on my face and make sure I don't look like a total loser. I hate that class, it's so fucking boring.
She's so fucking shy.
Evan doesn't say much to me, but his photos are very cool. Alyssa is always texting, but she doesn't hang out with a lot of people. I love that picture of Mom and Dad. Hello, Jack. Kiss, kiss. Andy, you look totally fabulous, as usual. Yes, this poster must stop boys dead in their tracks. Stella is always deep in her notes. She didn't come to Blackwell to mess around. Dana is on my floor too. She's such an archetypal, gorgeous cheerleader. They must make them in a factory. I shouldn't be so catty. Dana is nice to me. I've seen Brooke hanging out with Warren. She seems like his type. It looks like she's been gone for months.
So something you'll notice,
Good. Nobody can see my meltdown, except for me.
probably just from watching this video or playing the episode, just the aesthetic and the atmosphere is very like, it feels very like much like kind of an indie movie that you would see at like a film festival almost. as far as like the drama between like high school, you know, kids are, it's like, hey, there's parts of it that feels almost like Mean Girls. If you've ever seen that movie, I mean, it's got almost like a Juno vibe. While at the same time, there is a kind of larger mystery going on, and there seems to be like
Just relax. Stop torturing yourself.
some larger things going on at play. You saw the Hidden Persons poster.
Fuck it.
That seems like it's gonna be a pretty major storyline going throughout the season. Is, you know, who that girl is, what happened to her.
Opens. Or something like that. Okay, bro, you don't get a photo op like this every day. Whoa, where did that butterfly come from? It doesn't look like any kind I've ever seen before. The blue wings are practically glowing. I can almost feel the air moving around me. The butterfly feels almost like a spirit.
It's cool, Nathan. Don't stress. You're okay, bro. Just count to 3. Don't be scared. You own this school. If I wanted, I could blow it up. You're the boss. So what do you want?
I hope you check the perimeter, as my step-ass would say. Now, let's talk business.
I got nothing for you.
Wrong. You got hella cash.
That's my family, not me.
Oh, boo-hoo, poor little rich kid. I know you've been pumping drugs and shit to kids around here. I bet your respectable family would help me out if I went to them. Man, I can see the headlines now.
Leave them out of this bitch.
I can tell everybody Nathan Prescott is a punk ass who begs like a little girl and talks to himself.
You don't know who the fuck I am or who you're messing around with.
Where'd you get that? What are you doing? Come on, put that thing down!
Don't ever tell me what to do. I'm so sick of people trying to control me.
You are going to get in hella more trouble for this than drugs.
Nobody would ever even miss your punk ass, would they?
Get that gun away from me, psycho!
No!
Whoa. What the fuck? How can that be? I was in the bathroom. He shot that poor girl. I held up my hand. And then I was back here.
Likely was. These pieces of time can frame us in
I already heard this lecture.
from light to shadow, from color.
Now Kate is being hassled again. And if Victoria's phone rings, this is real.
Now, can you give me an example of a
Man, I
photographer
cannot believe this.
captured the human condition in black and white?
Okay, if I'm crazy, I might as well go all the way. Can I actually reverse time?
Victoria, why Argus?
I did it. I actually did it.
If a photographer
So obviously the reversal of time is a major part of this game.
Max, don't freak out. Not yet.
There you go, Victoria. Why Argus?
So we're gonna play a little bit further just so you can see kind of
If he does again,
a number of different examples of rewinding time.
Selfie. A dumb word for a wonderful photographic tradition. And Max has a gift.
I know I'm not dreaming this.
You all know that
It's real.
portrait has been popular
I can
since
tell.
the early 1800s. Your generation
So I can go back in time.
selfie expression.
What if that girl isn't dead yet?
The point
Can I
remains
save
that
her?
portraiture has always been a vital aspect of art and photography
I
for
need to go to the bathroom quickly and check it out.
Now, Max, since you've captured our interest and clearly want to join the conversation, can you please tell us the name of the process that gave birth to the first self-portraits?
I'm sorry, but I really have to use the bathroom.
Nice try, Max. But you're not going to get away that easy.
So we're not gonna see it.
We can talk after class.
Or I guess we go towards the end of this. one of the kind of rules that they set up with rewinding time is that it doesn't directly impact you in a few different ways. So, for instance, when you rewind time, your location doesn't change. So you could, like, the way they say it is you can teleport. But basically, like, you know, if I walked to the door and I rewinded time, like, I wouldn't go back to my seat. I would still be at the door when I kind of went back into, like, a regular time line.
Max, since you've captured our interest and clearly want to join the conversation, can you please tell us the name of the process that gave birth to the first self-portraits?
And obviously, since I've just been through this and just heard what the answer is, I can actually go ahead and say it. Another rule is that if you pick up an object, you still have that object. So you will see one of the examples of that coming up shortly.
The Daguerrean process made portraiture hugely popular, mainly because it gave the subjects clear, defined features. You can learn more when you actually finish reading the assigned chapters. Max is so far way ahead of everyone. And guys, don't forget the deadline to submit a photo.
There's also in most cases, especially with like major decisions in the game, that if you do rewind, you can actually go ahead and kind of skip through some dialogue stuff just so you don't have to sit through the same thing over and over again. Also, when you do make some of these major decisions, like Max will kind of talk to her, like, you know, give her a little like inner dialogue there, where she's like, okay, like, I was like, man, you know, that didn't really work out well for me. Maybe I shouldn't have done that, you know, like, or different things like that. This game totally does the thing where it's like, hey, this will have an impact.
Why is this happening? And to me?
I see you, Max Caulfield. Don't even think about leaving here until we talk about your interest.
There's actually a character at one point, he straight up says, I'll remember this, which, like, it sounds natural at the time and in the context, but it almost, like, it was kind of funny hearing that, because, like, especially with, like, with all the stuff that, like, people comment about the Telltale Adventure games where it's like, oh, it's always every time it's like, oh, so and so will remember that.
Max, don't wait too long. John Lennon once said that
So to hear someone just straight out, like, in this game be like, I'm gonna remember that next time.
Go on. Don't let me stop you.
So here's another thing. So
hard in the shot, and I'm sure you know what it's like.
Excuse me, Mr. Jefferson.
So he was just telling me about, you know, the John Lennon quote.
Excuse you.
No, Victoria. Excuse us. I'd never let one of photography's...
I'm on top of it. I think John Lennon once
And I
said
can
that
kind of, like,
life is what
make it my own thing, and then that'll impress him, so he might think a little bit more highly of me.
All the right answers. Good. Make sure you finish working on it by today. I have faith in you.
But, okay, so I don't want to show... I mean, we're still really early on. There's still a lot of this. Like, you can... you know, this is something that you could finish in, like, maybe a little over 2 hours. But if you do explore a lot more, it's going to take you longer. Maybe, like, maybe a little bit over 3 hours. If you do, like, go around, explore, and try to find all the collectibles and like, interact with everything. That'll take a lot longer. So it depends on how thorough you are. But I don't want to get too deep into it either.
Okay, Max, retrace every step. I washed my face. I shredded my photo. Then the butterfly flew in. And I took a photo.
Leave them out of this bitch.
I can tell everybody Nathan Prescott is a punk ass who begs like a little girl and talks to himself.
You don't know who the fuck I am or who you're messing around with.
Get that. What are you doing? Come on, put that thing down.
Tell me what to do.
Wowzer, it's happening again.
I need a hammer to break it open.
You get in hella more trouble for this than drugs.
Nobody would ever even miss your punk ass, would they?
Get that gun away from me, psycho!
So because I now have picked up this like kind of hammer-like object, that'll remain with me.
Don't ever tell me what to do. I'm so sick of people trying to control me. No way.
Don't ever touch me again, freak!
So as you go along, there are a number of different ways that you can use your rewinding abilities to
That did not happen.
try different things.
Cannot be real. I just saw a girl get shot and then saved her. What the fuck is going on? Do not freak out.
Hey, do you hear that fire alarm? That means you should be outside.
I had to use the bathroom.
Girls always use that excuse.
Excuse for what?
For whatever you're up to, your face is covered in guilt.
The alarm tripped me out.
Then trip on out of here, Missy. Or are you hiding something? Huh?
Thank you, Mr. Madsen. The situation is under control. There's no emergency here. Leave Miss Caulfield alone, and please turn off that alarm since that's your job.
I hate that guy. That guy's a real pain.
You look a little stressed out. Are you okay?
I'm just a little worried about my future.
You're sweating pinballs. Is that all you're thinking about? You can always be upfront with me, Max. Or have you done something wrong? Is that it? Well, Max, talk to me.
I just got sick in class. Female trouble.
Except you're wandering around like a zombie. And do you think that's the first time a student has used that line on me?
It's the truth. I felt dizzy in Mr. Jefferson's class.
Just tell me what you're hiding. You can trust me.
There's nothing to hide. I got sick. It happens, you know.
There's that Teen Toot again. You know, I've heard enough. Don't think I don't know what goes on around here.
Teen Toot.
You've only been here for 3 weeks, and you're already causing conflict. I don't think your parents will approve when they find out. Now get outside with class. Please.
No, he does not buy that at all. I may have just flushed my scholarship down the toilet. Yes, I could rewind and actually tell him the truth.
So you'll have things like that for the major choices where it's like, where kind of her inner thoughts will kind of reflect on what she's just done. She'll be like, well, like in that instance, like that guy does not believe anything I've just said. And so you have the choice to go back and change what you said. I played my first time through just, for the most part, sticking to what I've done. But we're gonna call it here. Again, I don't want this video to go on too long. Episode 1 is available now. It is $5. If you're in Europe, the full season is available now. You actually have some different options. So you can buy the full season up front, or you can buy or you can just buy episode 1 alone. And if you like episode 1, you can buy episodes 2 to 5 as a season pass, and then that's a little bit cheaper. Because you've already bought the first episode. I believe doing it that way, it might be just a little, like, tiny bit more expensive than just outright buying the full season up front. I don't know exactly the prices there. I know in the US it is $5 for the first episode, $20 for the full season pass. However, for whatever reason, as of this recording, the full season is not available on the US PlayStation Store. That will be available this Tuesday on the 3rd. But if you do buy the first episode, you can buy the smaller season pass that has episodes 2 to 5. And in that case, that is $16. So it ends up being like $1 more expensive if you do it that way. So again, that is Life is Strange.
Before he blows my phone up.
At least she's kind of aware of it. That is Life is Strange. and episode 1, it is out now. Actually, yeah, they said earlier today that they're shooting for about like 6 weeks between episodes, which sounds like a pretty good time frame for me. Hopefully they're able to stick to it. We'll have a review up hopefully very soon. I was hoping to get it up today, but this was not even available until like 5 o'clock today. So that's probably not going to happen today. Maybe tomorrow. And I might try to drag Brad into doing like a podcast specifically for this game. He and I know have both been very excited. So I know I'm very excited to talk to him and hear what he thinks. So you can look for that stuff coming up soon. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you guys. Well, cannot talk, sorry. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later.